Hey everybody, Tom here from Very Board Games and welcome to the DM's Diary. Are you new to D&D? Don't worry. In this series of videos I'm going to talk you through it one step at a time. And what's the first step? What is DnD5e? D&D stands for Dungeons and Dragons, a tabletop role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. 5e means it's the 5th edition of the game. The original came out in the 70s. Now the game has changed and evolved a little bit since then, but many of the core features still remain. It's about role-playing and dice. Ooh. You create a fantasy-based hero from scratch. Then you and your friends work together to go on quests, take down the baddies and swipe loads of loot. Now, D&D is very much a cooperative experience. You and your friends are a group of adventurers known as the Party, and you've all got a common goal in mind, whether that's something major like trying to kill a dragon, or whether it's something minor like trying to retrieve a stolen trinket for a desperate noble. Hear ye, 50 gold pieces to any adventurer that can relocate the Baron of Duskolovich's magic moustache comb. Yeah, so D&D can be a bit weird at times, but embracing that funkiness is part of what makes it so appealing. No two games are ever going to be alike, and that is 100% down to you, the player, because you can decide in the moment to attempt to do anything. Now, of course, the key word there is attempt, because the dice will ultimately dictate how successful you are. Overall, proceedings are chaired by someone who's called the DM, the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master isn't part of the party. Instead, there's someone separate who sits behind a screen and narrates the action. They set the scene, and they also take on the role of all the NPCs. Non-playable characters. Now, if you're the DM, it does come with an element of responsibility. You're the one that's prepping the sessions in advance. You're the one who's dictating the pace and the tone. You're the one who's deciding how difficult or easy the encounters are for the players to overcome. Now, at this point, it's worth noting that D&D is not a one versus all game, such as, say, Fury of Dracula. The DM wants the players to succeed. They just don't want to give them an easy ride while doing it. That's all for this time. Next video, I'll teach you how to create your very own D&D character.